Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. Before I start this video, I just want to thank you all. I had a headache yesterday so I couldn't post any what if on each channel, but thank you all for all the helpful comments for telling me to get better guys and to rest up. But I'm feeling much better now. And yeah, I'm gonna be giving you part 13 of what if Naruto unlock a strange power. Over on Anime King, I'm gonna be giving you a new episode of What If Naruto Was a Godly Mage. So stay tuned for that, and I do hope that you guys enjoy. And I'm also gonna give you a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Trained by all the greats at a young age. So stay tuned for that as well, guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all for helping and support. And yeah, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, as Naruto faced off against Kakazu, as Hidan was purified by the seal, the Uzumaki seal that stripped away his immortality, and the group was able to kill him, as Kakazu was no match for Naruto outright, as Naruto was able to defeat him rather easily, not really showing off all that he could possess. As they head back to the village, Tsunade was pissed, as Kakashi threatened the mission. She had enough of his nonsense, as they sent him away to the prison to be locked away. Tsunade was worried because Jiraiya had went off to investigate the hidden rain, as Naruto had gave him one of the Harashin kunai, so if anything was to happen, Naruto could flash towards him. Some time passed, as Naruto had to go train as well. Naruto then felt the pull of the Harashin kunai as he flashed towards Jiraiya. The situation was bad as Jiraiya was missing an arm and he was in bad condition, as Naruto saw the one that was paying, all 6 of them, as they descend towards him, but he flashed away. As he handed over Jiraiya to Tsunade, the operation was a success as they were able to reattach the arm because the Toad, Paw, had the arm, so he reattached it and everything was okay with that. As Naruto had to go, as he left the dragon behind just in case for Tsunade to call him. So with that he headed off as Danzo ended up messing with the dragon by stabbing it, trying to do something to just mess with Naruto's plans. As Naruto knew now, by the time he returned you have to kill Danzo, as they were summoned back to the village that was destroyed. Luckily, Naruto had placed a seal over the village to restore it, but that would wait till he finished his battle. As Naruto saw the one known as Pain, his summons went to face off against their summons. Once they were finished, Naruto told them that they could go, as he took on all the paths of Pain. With his Ultra Instinct and his Monkey to Sharingan, Pain wasn't much of a match for him, as Naruto destroyed the path leading up to one, as Naruto started to fully accept his body as he started to move on his own, till he perfect the Ultra Instinct as he was able to battle in it now. Not only defense but battle in it as he destroyed the last Pain. As Naruto made his way towards where the real Pain was, as Konan was there as well. Talking to Pain, Pain believed in Naruto as he decided to do something that would kill him. But he leave the future, the peace towards Naruto as he restored everyone that was killed in his attack. With that over the way, Pain died, as Konan said that she was going to return back to the hidden rain, as Naruto gave her kunai just in case this other fellow showed up, Madara, the fake Madara. So with that, Naruto made his way back, as everyone was there happy to see him. But he couldn't see anything, as Tsunade did the eye transplant. It only took 3 days because of his, special conditions, and his body, and how the healing process went on. So with that out of the way, 3 days later, as Samui and her team came to Konoha, Sasuke Uchiha was a rogue and he attacked their Jinchuriki as they were trying to find out information on him. As Amoy and Karu got into an altercation with the 3 Kunoichis, Sakura, Hinata, and Ino. As Naruto came there is newly developed Monkey to Sharingan, his eternal Monkey to Sharingan, as Samui came there as well. As she heard Ino call him Naruto, and she saw the necklace as she couldn't believe it. Naruto, she said. So yeah guys, that was basically that's where we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? Samui slowly reached down as she pulled the necklace out, showing her the symbol. Samui, he said, as the blades dropped from his hand. As she nodded, the both of them stood there for just a second before they moved forward as they hugged each other. What the hell is going on? Samui, you said you never let a boy touch you. Well, except for that one boy you kissed all those years ago. I know you just hug a random leaf ninja. So what the hell is going on? Asked Karu, as Amoy nodded in agreement, wanted to know what was going on as well. Sakura and Ino were also confused, with Hinata had a smile on her face. Is that her, Naruto? She asked. As Naruto nodded, as he pulled back a bit from Samui, before he moved forward and kissed her. This shocked Amoy and Karu even more. As they broke the kiss, I missed you, Naruto, she said. I missed you too, he said. As they broke apart, as he got a good look at her. She was tall, fair-skinned, with a curvaceous figure. Her eyes were still blue, and her hair went to her shoulder. Wow, you certainly grew up, Samui. You're even more beautiful than when I last saw you, said Naruto. As she blushed. I can say the same about you, she said, as he scratched the back of his head laughing. So what happened, said Naruto. Why did you just disappear and went to Kumo? I didn't just disappear, my father. He hated you, and he lied to me. He said that you were killed by some rogue ninja and we had to move, because he didn't want it to happen to me. Just then, an envoy appeared. Naruto, Hokage-sama told me to tell you to fix her goddamn village before she punched you so far up in the air, you won't be seen till a week. Her words, not mine. And she said if you forgot, I can slap you. You didn't forget, did you? Said Kat, as everyone could hear the amusement in her voice. No, of course I didn't forget, said Naruto. Besides, if she wanted to tell me, she could have gotten her old ass up and tell me herself. Oh, is that so? Naruto froze and he heard the voice right behind him. It's gonna hurt, isn't it? Said Naruto. Yeah, it is, said Snatty. And she punched him straight up into the sky. Until the only thing people could see was a twinkling light. So, you came to my office and didn't get your name, said Snatty. I am Samui. This is Karu and Amoy. Oh, so you're the girl he's been waiting for. You know, you got a good one. He's turned down every marriage proposal, any marriage contract sent his way. And he even had girl come up to him just offering, but he rejected them all. But let me tell you something. If you hurt my grandson, I'll hunt you down, said Snatty. Grandson? How is he your grandson, said Karu. Well, one night in his second Shinobi War, me and his grandfather were hanging around, and the next thing I knew, oh, okay. I don't need that much detail, said Karui. But he has black hair. I'm sure your kid must have had blonde hair, said Karui. Yes, my son did have blonde hair, but his mother's a Uchiha, so he have her black hair, but his father's spikiness. Now I'm going to have him fix my village, so you might want to stand back, he's going to be landing soon. Snatty says they all backed up, as he slammed right in the ground, leaving the Naruto hold size in the ground. He then jumped back out of the ground. You broke your record, Granny Snatty. That's the highest you ever punched me, said Naruto, as he was completely fine. How is he not hurt, said Karui. Well, look at that, said Naruto. It's time for me to fix the village. Alright, everyone should be on top of the Hokage monument by now, said Snatty. Okay, you guys might want to jump in trees for this one, as they all jumped in the trees. As Naruto moved off and located the seal that he placed, as he started to channel chakra so much that it became visible, as it spread all throughout the village. Uzumaki ceiling, village, restoration, he said. As soon as he said that, he was blown away, but he hurried into the tree, where the Kumo Shinobis were, shocking them. I know that jutsu, said Karu, as she looked at him. That's the Hiroshin jutsu. You know it? Well, my father left it for me. Your father? Wait, is your father? Yes, said Naruto as he looked at Amoy. Minato Namikaze. Can't you see the resemblance? Well, except for the black hair. As Karu sighed, you know the Raikage is going to challenge you to a speed contest if you want to date Samui, since that she's from Kumo, right? Well, that isn't exactly true, said Snatty. You see, she's technically a Konoha Shinobi. Her father enrolled her into the Ninja Academy when her age group was supposed to go. He never removed her from the program, and the civilians ran the Ninja Academy before it took over. So they saw her name and they remember her father, so they kept on giving her passing grades. They even graduated her. So if she wants to move here, she would still be a Konoha ninja, said Snatty. Wow, really? Said Samui, as she looked over at Naruto. I would love to move back here, she said, but I don't have anywhere to live. Samui, you can't be serious. What about Kumo, said Karui. What about it, she said. It's filled with nothing but man that just want to get in my pants. You remember those 6 months when I was gone? As Karui nodded. Well, I was sent to prison because the Raikage tried to give me a B-rank mission to sleep with him, but I refused. So he had me sent to prison. So, right now that I have the choice, I will not be staying in Kumo anymore. I'm moving back, and I'm gonna be with Naruto, she said. Whoa, your Raikage sounds like a real asshole, said Ino. He tried the same thing to his secretary Mabe, and she refused. He had her killed by the Andu, claiming that she was a spy. He didn't try with Yujito though, because she's a Jinchuriki, and she would let the two-tailed cat out on him. As Samui took off her jacket and a Kumo headband, as she handed to Karui. I'm not coming back to that village. You can go, but I'm not. Karui stepped forward as she hugged her. As Samui hugged her back. I'm gonna really miss you. I can't leave Kumo, it's where I was born and raised. You, Karui, despite your attitude, you're pretty cool. Now, can you do me a favor? Said Samui. Yeah, what's up? Drop the genjutsu on your chest, I've seen them before. Karui was shocked, but she dropped the genjutsu and her chest size was the same as Hinata. Wow, they have grown. But I'm going to warn you, if the Raikage find out, he will try to assign the same mission he tried to give me. But what you can do is file a shinobi release form. Go to my house, and in the kitchen there's a loose floorboard. It has a stamp of the Raikage underneath it. Mabe, might you get your hand on one for me before everything? Use this stamp with the Raikage needs a stamp and hand it to the council and they will file it. I want you to come here with me. Amoy, you can come too if you like. If that is okay with the Hokage, of course, said Samui. Yes, they can join. And don't worry, the only person who will try something on you will be taken care of shortly. Isn't that? Snazzy turned as Naruto was no longer there. Suddenly, 10 bodies dropped down quickly as they had on that blank face mask. Their bodies incinerate quickly because of the seal placed on them. Granny, have you gotten the decree, Naruto said. Yes, I spoke to the daimyo right after, said Snazzy. I know you're there. You can stop hiding, said Naruto. As Danzo arrived with at least 100 root agents. What he has at his disposal right now, as his hand was unbandaged, covered in sharingan. It's time. Know that I got all of you right here. It's time to finally get rid of you, boy, and take over this village. As Naruto chuckled like the army of 100 root ninjas. You're a fool, Danzo. What you don't get is my eyes have changed. They're a lot stronger than before now. As Naruto's eyes morphed into the eternal monkey sharingan, Susanoo. He was quickly surrounded by the upper body of a black warrior, a Susanoo with a golden tome on his chest, as it had a sword just like Zabuza's blade. One swipe, the entire tree limb in front of them was taken out. Root Ninja's body was dropped like fly. As Naruto descended upon them, none of them stood a chance, as he then sliced Danzo in half. But to everyone's surprise except Naruto, Danzo reappeared without a scratch on him. So you wanted all of those Sharingan to use the infamous Izanagi technique to cheat death. But that's good. That means I can just kill you, over and over again. As Danzo started to step away, his roots were taken out, and Naruto's farther advanced than he thought. Now Danzo, we all knew that this was coming, said Naruto. After all, you've wronged so much people. Danzo then stopped as he turned. What? As Itachi and Sasuke was behind him. Wow, Ino, you see? I told you that Sasuke would come back to the village, said Sakura. You realize that's like genjutsu, right? Said Karu. How do you know that, Sakura asked? Because Itachi is dead. Sasuke killed him when they fought, Amoy said. Sasuke didn't kill him, said Naruto. I know Itachi was already dying from the same thing that Shisui had. All Sasuke did was fight someone who was at maybe 50% or less, and he still struggled against him. One of my dragons came to this world, and it noticed them fighting. Itachi never went for any killing blows. Its ultimate goal in that fight was to remove Orochimaru's essence from his brother. But one of those damn white snakes got away. Orochimaru's still alive, said Naruto. But that's enough talk for now. As Naruto vanished, before Danzo could blink, a hand ran through his chest. As Naruto lightning edge tear right through him, but his body shimmy away and reappeared. You've become a real pest, boy. I should have killed you when you were younger. Yeah, now you're just wasting my time. My girl just came back and I want to spend some time with her. As Naruto pulled out 3 blades before throwing it at Danzo. Suddenly in a flash, Naruto moved around Danzo like a haze. As Danzo was struck multiple times, he cried out in pain and agony as he fell to the ground. but his body was not reappearing. What? What did you do? He said. My Izanagi's not working. Oh, I took all your eyes out at once, said Naruto, as Danzo was clutching his face when Naruto ripped out the sharingan from the bandages. Screw this, Danzo said. If I can't control the leaf, then neither will you. As Danzo ripped off his shirt, as strange markings started to appear all over him, Naruto created a clone that jumped forward and tackled Danzo to the ground. As Naruto filled the clone with chakra as he held out his hand, suddenly a Susanoo formed around the clone. The ground started to shift as the clone pulled Danzo on the ground with his Susanoo still activated. As an explosion went off, but Naruto jumped back as he covered the others with his own Susanoo. As Danzo's explosion didn't really do much. Finally, said Naruto, he's gone. As Navi looked at destroyed space, well, Naruto, that's another plot of land that you can buy, she said. Nah, I'll stick with fixing up the red light district. It's a better investment. Wait, you own your entire district? Asked Karui. No, I own about 6-7 blocks. I inherit about 3 from my father, and I bought at least 3 to 4 since Granny became Hokage. Outside of the stuff I haven't owned yet is a building that's called the Ichiraku Ramen. Those people did a lot for me when I was younger. So I helped fix it up and pay off the entire building and gave it to Ayam, the owner. Wow, Samui. This one's a real good one. I must say he's hot. He's strong and he's rich. Only thing wrong with him is probably has a small penis, said Karui. A smirk came on Naruto's face. Well, there's a reason I don't wear anything tight, he said. As Samui came over and whispered something in his ear. As Naruto whispered something in her ear, suddenly she got a nosebleed as her face became all red. Is there anything else, Granny? Naruto asked. Well, nothing for now, said Snatty. Wait, oh, I have a gift for you, said Naruto. I talked to the dragons about this. As he bit his thumb and went through hand sign, summoning jutsu. Out of the smoke came everyone's favorite dragon. Hey Bob, said Naruto, as Karui then laughed. Hey, are you laughing at my name? Asked Bob. As Karui instantly shut up. Hey Bob, remember that girl that we talked about? Well, this Samui, said Naruto as he pushed her forward. She was actually scared to meet this dragon and he just pushed her forward. After all, Bob has grown. Bob was large. As Bob looked at her. Oh, hey, she said. So, Naruto, I taken that Heelnos, gave you his blessing. As Naruto nodded, suddenly, a scroll appeared in front of Samui and unrolled. As it was a contract with Naruto named on it alone. I spoke to the dragon elder about you. And he decided to let you sign the dragon contract as well. Just bite your finger and sign it, said Naruto. As she did. As she then placed her chakra imprint on it. Bob then disappeared the scroll. So what now? Asked Samui. Now I show you the hand signs and you summon your familiar. As he bit his thumb and went through hand signs as he summoned Shadow. What the hell, Naruto? Said Shadow. You knew I was just with my girlfriend and we were just about to... He stopped as he noticed Natty glaring at him. You were just about to do what? Asked Natty. Oh, nothing, just fly around, said Shadow. So what's up, Naruto? He said. Oh, Samui signed the contract and she's about to summon her familiar. I thought you wanted to see who she got. As Shadow looked at Samui, who bit her thumb and went through hand signs. Summoning jutsu. What the hell is this? Shadow, where did you go? I was waiting for you to... The dragon who was speaking suddenly cut off. Hey there, I summon you. I'm Samui. Who are you? Samui asked. As Naruto and Shadow were shocked when they saw who she summoned. An all-white dragon with an icy blue stomach and sky blue eyes with a diamond-like slit in his eye. This was Shadow's girlfriend. The name is Sushishi. I take it that I'm your familiar now. Well, you can call me any other time, but I'm kinda busy right now, okay? As she then looked over. Let's go, lover boy, she said. As both her and Shadow then went off. Okay, no more surprises, said Naruto. Alright everyone, you're dismissed. Karu, Amoy, you can stay for a few days. Before you head out again, said Snade. We would, but the Raikage is expecting us before he leave for the Five Kage Summit. We have to leave now to make it back on time. Karui said as Naruto walked up to her and tapped her on the back of the neck. What did you just do? She asked. If you need a quick escape channel, chakra that sea light placed on the back of your neck, and I'll be there in the blink of an eye. She thanked him, and with that they took off after saying goodbye to Samui for one last time. Karui, are you really going to leave Kumo? If what Samui said is true, then yes I am. I'm going into the village with my actual chest out. If the Raikage tell me to come back later for a B-rank mission, like what he did to Samui, then I'll go to Samui's house and get the stamp. and signed the form and handed it to the council, and then I called Naruto to get me. Are you going to come with me if I do? She asked. You know I am. We stick together through anything, remember? Yeah, I remember, she said. Meanwhile, I really miss you, Naruto. I thought about you every day, she said, in between kisses. I miss you too, he said through kisses. I've waited long enough for this, she said, whispering in his ear. Meet me, girls. It's a good thing the houses were soundproof and had a privacy barrier, because he took her to his room, and yeah, they were allowed. Meanwhile, the fake Madara was talking to team Taka, Sasuke's team, as Sasuke was there, Karin, Jugo, and Suigetsu. Zetsu has informed me that Danzo has come up with a scheme to become Hokage. He will be at the 5 Kage Summit. You can get your revenge on him there, Sasuke. Good, after he dies. Konoha will burn to the ground, Sasuke said, showing off his newly acquired Mangekyo sharingan. Time skip. A few days go by since Naruto met Samui again, and she moved to Konoha, as they were just cuddling up in bed, talking about their life so far. Here they introduce her to Anko, Ayam, Kurenai, Jiraiya, as the 3 girls, Ayam, Anko, and Kurenai, all grilled Samui to make sure that she was, well, a good girl. After all, Naruto was a very, very wealthy person, and not to mention he had a rather large name in almost everything. But the girl she was not in for anything like that. She was a good girl, and she actually loved him. And the 3 girls tried to embarrass Naruto and Samui talking about sex, but they ended up taking some tips. After hearing what Samui said, what she and Naruto got up to. Right now Samui was lying in the bed alone because Naruto suddenly flashed away. He told her that someone was calling him as he had to go quickly. Moments later, Naruto arrived inside the office, as Jiraiya was there as well, as he had a beat up Konan in his arms. She was facing off against the fake Madara. The two turned towards him. Granny, can you heal her? Said Naruto. As Nadia looked at him, this is the lady that left the Akatsuki. This is Konan. Place her down right here, said Nadia, as Naruto placed her on the couch as Nadia got to work. After a good 20 minutes, Konan seemed fine. Konan, what happened? Said Jiraiya. I was doing what I said I would do. I was going back and become the true leader for the Hidden Rain, to try and make the place become peaceful. But then the fake Madara showed up. As he wanted Nagato's Rinnegan, he attacked when I didn't give them to him, and we fought. I thought I killed him, but he just faded away and appeared again. It took me everything I had to kill him, but then he came back. He was just about to kill me though. But I called for Naruto, and he saved me. I was literally 10 seconds away from dying, said Konan. He used the Izanagi technique to stay alive, said Naruto. It caused the eyesight of one of your eyes. But let me ask you something. When you were fighting him, did your attacks just keep on going through him, said Naruto, as Konan nodded. Yeah, he used the Kamui, a technique of the Mangekyo sharingan. He's the same guy that fought my dad and godmother. They said the same thing, all he did was make their attack phase right through him. And now he wants Nagato's eyes. Where are they exactly? Asked Jiraiya. And why does he want them? He wants to control the Geto statue that has the tail beast that we collect inside. We've collected all the tail beasts except for the 1 tail beast, the 7 tails and the 8 tails. And it's impossible for him to get the 9 tails, since Naruto removed it. The only thing he can do right now is throw a temper tantrum and probably go to war. He found out that the 7-tailed host was pregnant, and since she is vulnerable, he's going after her. As for the Rinnegan eyes, I destroyed them. Before anyone else could say anything, Naruto suddenly vanished, as he arrived to see Fu, as she was holding on to her stomach. As Shoboku was looking beaten up, as he was a distance in front of her, as he had a kunai in each hand. As Fu looked up and she noticed Naruto, but he placed a finger on his lip telling her to shh. Suddenly, the fake Madara charged towards him, but they were sucked away in a swirling vortex. As Naruto concealed his chakra and spoke up. You were too slow, Toby, he said. Toby spun around but he saw nobody. You won't find me, so stop looking, said Naruto. Stop hiding like a coward and show yourself, said Toby. Oh, why would I do something like that? This is a lot more fun. Besides, you really shouldn't call anyone a coward. You hide behind your Kamui technique in a fight. But once it wears out, can you actually really fight? Show yourself, said Toby as he yelled that. My, temper. You should really learn to calm down. By the way, nice touch on your body with the Senju cell. I can feel the chakra from your eye as well. I felt it somewhere before I met you though. So that begs the question, who are you really, Naruto asked? I am Madara Uchiha, the strongest shinobi known to man, said Toby. No, there's no need to lie. I don't think that Madara would lose to Konan and having to resort to use the Izanagi technique, and barely won the fight. How do you know about the Izanagi, Toby asked. Oh, I've been around for a while now. I know about all of the Uchiha techniques, gifted by the sharingan, said Naruto. You talk like you're not worried about Uchiha techniques, as you stand in front of the strongest Uchiha known to man, Toby said. That's because I'm not worried about the Uchiha techniques, especially from someone who can only use one technique from the famous Mangekyou Sharingan. Now that other kid, Naruto Uchiha, he's someone I fear, said Naruto. The Jinchuriki is nothing compared to me. I will capture him soon enough, said Toby. You say that he's nothing compared to you, but it's the other way around. Someone that is responsible for taking out almost the entire Akatsuki, and even the leader of the Rinnegan who you had to wait for to die before making your move on him. And you really aren't worried about Naruto Uchiha. You must really believe that you're Madara, huh? Oh well, it was nice seeing you again, Toby. And with that, Naruto was just gone. Who the hell was that, said Toby, as he vanished in a swirling vortex as well. Back at the Hokage's office. What are you guys doing, said Naruto. Oh, I'm just catching up with my old student, said Jiraiya. Where did you go, Naruto, asked Natty. I had to save Fu and Shibuki from the fate Madara, said Naruto, as a vortex then opened up from his kamui, as Shibuki and Fu came out, confused. But they were in safe hands right now, as Natty got to healing Fu and Shibuki. What happened to you both, said Naruto. How did he find you? We were kicked out of the village because someone that we trusted told the council that I was pregnant and Shibuki was the father. We were about to call you, but the masked man then suddenly showed up and he attacked us. Thank you for saving us, she said. Don't worry about it, said Naruto. Besides, I can't have anything happen to my godchild. Well, I suppose accommodations are in order, said Snaddy, as Fu looked at her with a smile. We thank you for letting us stay here late, Snaddy. It's nothing. I believe Naruto has a house for all of you, she said. I have to pass, said Konan. I have to return back to the Hidden Rain. If anything happens, just give me a call, said Naruto. Lady Snaddy, if I may, I don't want to be a shinobi anymore. I don't really like fighting and was only forced to because I'm a Jinchuriki. I want to stay at home and be a mother to my child, said Fu. I can accept that. And also, Naruto can remove the seventh tail from you, without risk of death if you want. Really? Said Fu as she looked towards Naruto. As Naruto nodded, I would like that very much. I'm sure that Koumei would be happy as well. Ah, so you know his name. That's good, said Naruto, because it required us talking to him. As Fu nodded, Konan, when are you leaving? Asked Jiraiya. I'll be leaving tomorrow. It's late right now, she said. Okay, I will head out with you. I need to make one final stop amongst my spy network. What do you mean one final stop? Naruto asked. It means I'm retiring, Naruto. I'm gonna stay here with Snaddy. We want to have more kids, and wait, before the rest of you say how. Despite being in our 50s, we kept our body in top shape. So everything is working like we're in our 20s. Especially Snaddy, because of the Uzumaki genes. Plus, I am leaving the spy network in good hands with you, Naruto, said Jiraiya. Well, that's enough excitement for everyone. Good night, everyone. Konan, you can stay at my house since you're leaving with Jiraiya. The next morning, Naruto, remember, we're leaving in 3 days to the Kage Summit. As Naruto brought Fu and Shibuki to his compound, as they were amazed by the way the place looked, and they thanked Naruto a lot. As Naruto came in as he heard the water on the shower, a smile came on his face as he took his clothes off and went towards the shower. As he stepped inside, she knew that he was already there, so she didn't move or say anything. When he started to kiss her on the neck, you took so long, she said. She turned towards him. I almost thought about going at it myself, she said. After all, it's been a very long time. We have a lot of catching up to do. As a smirk came on Naruto's face. Of course I know, he said. She looked down. Oh, I can see you already, she said. I'm always ready, he said. She then slowly turned around. Well then, shall we begin? Time skip. That was intense. I can't feel my legs, Naruto said Samui. Yeah, next time will be even better. I'm gonna put you to sleep with it, said Naruto. Well, I'm looking forward to it, she said, as he was lying down on his bed as she was snuggling up in his chest. Naruto-kun, can I tell you something, she said. You can tell me anything, said Naruto. I'm scared about going to the Kage's meeting. The right Kage will try to get me back. He was almost aggressive when I declined the mission to sleep with him. One time he almost forced himself on me. He told me I was a kunoichi of the village, and he was the right Kage, and I must follow his command. I don't want him to take me from you. I just got you back, and I don't want to lose you. As Naruto placed his arm around her, I promise you I won't let anything bad happen to you. Anyone try anything, I'll kick their ass. Come on, he said, as she snuggled up closer. Let's get some rest. The next morning, Naruto went out to talk to Snaddy about something important, as Samui went to use his training grounds until he returned. Granny, I need a favor, said Naruto. What is it? Asked Natty. I need that eye you took from Kakashi. And if it's what I think it is, the Akatsuki will be no more. She was confused, but she trusts Naruto as they unsealed the eye. As she gave him it, it was in a jar with liquid inside. As Naruto checked the chakra signature in the eye, it was the same. A smirk came on his face. Why are you smiling? She asked. Because I know who the man in the mask is. Huh? Who is he? Do you know who gave Kakashi this eye? Said Naruto. Yes, I did some research on that. Let me see, she said, as she went through some files. Yes, he got it from his teammate, Obito Uchiha, who died on a mission, after being buried under some rocks. What does that have to do with anything? She asked. Do you know an implanted sharingan cannot access the Monkey stage unless the original owner is alive to unlock it? Said Naruto. Wait, so that means Obito didn't die since Natty? No, but I do believe that he has had contact with Madara Uchiha at some point. Kurama told me that during the fight with Hoshirama, Madara bit off some of his skin and fled before he can be defeated. So what if Madara might just somehow heal Obito with Hoshirama cells, and even manage to use it to, well, extend his life just a bit longer, and using Obito to collect the tail beasts for him? It made sense, but how would Obito unlock the Monkey Sharingan? She asked. The only reason I can come up with is that he must have seen Kakashi kill his teammate Ren. If this is true, then we have a huge advantage because he doesn't know that we know. So what do we do now? She said. Nothing, said Naruto. We go to the Five Kage Summit. He'd most likely show up and demand us to hand over the other tail beasts. Naturally, all the other Kages will decline, and he will declare war. Knowing him, he will get his eye back, but I'll place a small explosive seal on it with enough power to kill him. Sasuke will most likely be with him, so will that team of his. Samui told me about the reports of that Uzumaki girl that was with him. We can take her from there. I will take on Sasuke myself. It's time I finally got rid of him. He's done too much killing as a rogue ninja to be left alive. One thing we have to worry about is Raikage. Since we have Samui, he's gonna be pissed. As Danny thought about it, except for one part, that was a problem. How the hell are you gonna place an explosive seal on the eye? He will see it if he checks it with his Sharingan. I'm a seal master. You don't think I can make a seal that is unable to be seen by the Sharingan? Well, do you then, she said. Time skip. 2 days later. As the traveling dragon was there, Naruto, I swear, if you summon me to go back to the desert, I'm gonna crush you. He then turned, Hokage-sama. Nice to be in your presence again, he said. What the hell, dude? I'm your summoner, not her. Why does she get the respect in her to ask? Because she doesn't send me to the damn desert every single time. Oh well, we're going to the Iron Country. It's because of her. And that place is filled with snow. You do realize I love snow, right? Every time you visit us dragons, I'm always in the snow mountain. Hokage-sama, I wish you were my summoner instead. Hop on, he said, as the three of them hop on, as Naruto was pouting the entire time. On their way there, they spotted Gaara and their siblings. As Navi asked the dragon if he could give them a ride to Iron Country, and he accepted. Latest Navi, who's new girl? I've never seen her in the village before, said Tamari. This is Samui, a new Kunoichi that should have been a Leaf Shinobi the entire time. She was taken by her father, who hated Naruto to Kumo. He was in such a rush, they never took her name off the Ninja Academy roster. Due to the civilian council on the school, they kept giving her passing grades as she passed, so that would make whatever she did in Kumo null and void by law. Oh, and she's also Naruto's girlfriend, said Tsunade. It's by time you get a girlfriend, Naruto. I mean, with the way that Yukata was all over you, I thought the both of you were dating, Kankuro said. Who is Yukata? I never heard of her before, said Samui. Oh, she's like Naruto's biggest fan. I mean, he was in the stand about 2 years ago, and I heard that she dragged him into a closet one day. I don't know what happened in there, but the people told me that they heard a lot of screaming and banging around in there. Naruto had to blink. Was Kankuro doing this on purpose, just to mess with him? Yes, he was, wasn't he? She met him through my girlfriend Matsuri, said Gaara. She introduced him one day. She was interested to meet the person that could do direct damage to me. Ever since then, she's been after him, but it seems like she's lost. Because he's with you now, said Gaara. Is that so? He never told me about any of this. The only girls I've heard about was Sakura and a couple of other fangirls in Konoha, said Samui. Konoha? That's all you heard? I mean, he has fangirl everywhere. I mean, he has been offered numerous contracts for marriage and some of them were even tempting. I could see it in his face. I think he almost accepted 2 of them, but declined in the end, Kankuro said. Naruto bit his thumb and went through hand sign as he summoned Shadow. as he jumped off the already carrying dragon's back. A shadow flew off very fast, passing the already previous dragon. Hey, why is he leaving? Said Kankuro. Well, you've been talking so much you never noticed it clear that Samui was leaving him. I'm guessing you put him in a bit of trouble, said Temari. Don't worry, I'm sure that he will be fine, said Kankuro. As the group arrived, as the dragon didn't want to go so close, so they landed distance away so they could get off and walk. As Samui was talking to Temari. So, Samui, how long have you known Naruto? I've known him since we were kids. If I have to say, we were 6 when we just met. That's so cute. You've been separated for so long, and you found each other later on in life. It's like one of those romance novels I read before. You read romance novels? Temari, there go your tough girl image. Wait until I tell everyone the sign about this, said Kankuro. But he was knocked out before he could even move, as she knocked him out with her fan. Gaara sighs uses sand to pick up Kankuro and bring him along. As they reach the village, the meeting will be lasting for quite long, so they had to go into separate hotels. As they separated, as the meeting was tomorrow at 12 PM. Yes, they got here early. Samui was to go to Naruto's room, but she did not. She stayed with Snavy, as they spent the night talking and ordering room service at the hotel. And then they went to bed. Meanwhile, Naruto was at a bar, as he took off his headband as he was drinking. As a girl walked up to him, he was wearing regular civilian clothing, so she didn't know that he was a shinobi. Hey there, handsome, she said. What do you want? Said Naruto. Well, somebody's grumpy, she said. The name is Kurasuke. Naruto, he said. So, what are you doing here, Naruto, she said. Drinking. What does it look like I'm doing, he said rather sarcastically. No, I mean, what are you doing in Iron Country? Do you live here? No. I'm just visiting for a few days. Me too. I have a stupid meeting to go to with my grandfather, she said. He's the third Tishikage, by the way. Huh. Good for him, said Naruto. What? You don't care that he's my grandfather, she asked. Why am I supposed to care, said Naruto. I don't even know him. Well, you should care. Plus, you're looking at the soon-to-be fourth Tishikage. Yay, he said. You're rude, you know that? And I like that, she said. How about we get to know each other better, she asked. Sorry, but it can't work between us, said Naruto. Why not? You have a girlfriend or something, she asked. Yeah, and you're not my type. You're brash, cocky, and I can tell that you're a low-mold brat that boasts just because you're the granddaughter of Tishikage, expecting people to kneel in front of you. And why shouldn't they? I'm from royalty. That make me better than most people. Plus, you don't have a ring on your finger. That makes you available. When I see something I want, I take it. Like I said, you're not my type. As he got up and left, as Naruto made his way, as he was searching for something, as he found it, she was actually here. As he saw her, she seemed to be alone. This was a perfect opportunity. As Naruto made his way, as he activated his Mangita sharingan. Wow, she was a good sensor. Naruto was suppressing his ability, but she snapped her head up. But it was too late. Kamui, he said. Suddenly, where the hell am I? Said Karin as she looked around. You're in my pocket dimension. She jumped as she backed away from him. Who are you? Let me out, she said. This is kidnapping. What are you trying to do? Pal, rape me, she asked. I don't think you like the end results. I'm a biter, she said. That infamous Uzumaki temper, it's funny. I don't know who the hell or what you're talking about, but let me out of here, damn it. Relax, I already know who you are. I took your file from Orochimaru's lab. You are Karin Uzumaki, said Naruto, as she got scared. Why are you after me? I didn't do anything. As she started to back away. Stay away from me, she said, as a chakra chain came from her palm, but he dodged it. I'm not here to capture you. Well, I am, but in a good way. As he pulled out the Uzumaki tracking seal. She calmed down a bit, but her guard was still up. How do you have that, she said. My godmother, Kushina Uzumaki, left me all of the Uzumaki sealing scrolls, and I found it. I activated the tracker seal 2 times. I'm sure you felt this seal heat up on your body. Wait, you know Lady Kushina? Is she still alive? My mother told me that I was to find her and stay with her. But Orochimaru killed her and kidnapped me. No, sorry, she died the day I was born. The man in that mask that claimed to be Madara Uchiha killed her. Karin froze hearing that. He's the one that Sasuke has us working for. He has changed. He has changed so much, she said. His darkness, it's overwhelming him. I don't think I can save him. He's gonna attack the Five Kage Summit and kill Danzo. But when he killed Danzo, he's not gonna stop there. He's gonna destroy the Hidden Leaf. But that is only gonna get him killed. As she sighed, this was really hard on her. Wait, How do you activate the seal, she asks. Only someone that mastered the 4 levels of Uzumaki sealing and has Uzumaki blood can activate it, said Karin. Okay, the Uzumaki blood thing I did not know. She did not write that in the notes for me. But I did master all the Uzumaki level sealing. My Uzumaki blood came from my father's side. He got it from his mother. So, you're Uzumaki. You don't have the red hair. And you don't seem to have the temper. Can you even use the chakra chains? Or do you have this special sensory ability? She asks. Actually, I have the Uzumaki blood from my grandmother. She's Mito Uzumaki. I may not have the red hair, the temper, or the chakra chains. But I do have the sensory ability. I have the dense chakra. My hair isn't red because my mother was a Uchiha. And my father has blonde, spiky hair. So that means you come from the Senju and Uchiha line. Yes, I do. Now, would you like to come back to Konoha with me? I already have the other Uzumaki living there. Her name is Teiwaya. If you come, you already have a house waiting for you. I would, but I can't get away from Sasuke or that masked man. Even if I try to get away, they have this planned thing called Zetsu that travel underground that will try and find me. I'm stuck with them until I die, basically. Besides, why would you want me in your village? I'm a freak, she said. Just look at me, and she showed him all the bite mark that she had. Why don't you just use the healing chakra through your body and get rid of all the bite marks, Naruto asked. She stood there for a second just looking at him. Stupid, 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 stupid. Why didn't I think of that, she said, as she started to use her chakra to heal herself, and the bite marks started to slowly disappear. Wow, it actually worked. And don't worry, I got it covered. Just show up at the Kage Summit that you plan to, and stay out of the way. Once you are clear, try to find Tsunade Senju in the commotion. She's the 5th Hokage, tell her you're the last one. She will understand what you mean. If you can't get to her, then stay hidden. I'll give you a copy to the key to my hotel room, go there. There's a private seal so no one can find you. I'm sure that Zetsu guy won't be able to find you since you stay with that fake Madara. I'll return to the room and find you after everything. Then you can come back to Konoha with us. Thank you, she said. Thank you so much. It's no big deal, said Naruto, as he gave her a smile. Just act normal, I'm going to let you out of the dimension. As he released her, he could then feel another chakra coming, as Naruto hid his presence and went off. As Karin also moved, as Toby then appeared, looking around. What was that, he said, as he had said something a minute ago. Well, if it isn't Madara Uchiha. The so-called Madara Uchiha. Still hiding like a coward whoever you are. Well, this way is much more fun. You know it's a shame how both might have Team 7 turned out to be nothing but a scum. Ren would be disappointed in both of you. Naruto vanished as Toby stood there. Who the hell is this? And how does he know about her? As Toby left in a sort of vortex, as Naruto went back to the bar as he kept on drinking. As he noticed Kurosaki was still there, but now she was with the older guy from the Hidden Stone. She noticed him and gave him a glare. He simply looked away from her and grabbed another drink. Who are you glaring at, Kurosaki? The man asked beside her. Nobody, Akatsuki. Don't worry about it, she said. As he simply shrugged as both of them left. As Naruto kept on drinking, but due to his healing ability he didn't get drunk. As the man told him that it was closing time. As he bought 2 more bottles of sake before going back to his hotel room. As he stayed up till at least 2 AM before going to sleep. As he woke up and took a shower as he got ready. Meanwhile, Tsunade Senju, the 5th Hokage of Konoha. With my guard Samui, she said. You're supposed to have 2 guards. Where's the other one? The samurai asked. Tsunade was about to speak but Naruto appeared at her side. I'm right here. I woke up late. Sorry about that. It's fine, you may enter, samurai said, as he opened the door. As Tsunade entered, as she took her seat. As Naruto and Samui went into the shadows behind her. As Naruto saw all the Kages and the bodyguards were meeting. Then a man walks in, and samurais came all around the room. Greetings. Kages of the 5 great nations, I am Mifune, leader of Iron Country. As the introduction happened, as Gaara was with Temari and Kankuro. As the Mizukage Mei Terumi, she was with Kojiro and Eo. As the Raikage was there with Darui and C. Oniki was there with Kurosaki and Akatsuki. As Tsunade was the last one to speak. Tsunade Senju, 5th Hokage. My bodyguard today are Naruto, Namikaze, and Samui. As the 2 of them stepped forward. What? Oniki, A, and Kurosaki all yell. Something the matter, asked Mifune. So you're the leaf scum I met at the bar last night, said Kurosaki. As Tsunade and Samui looked at him for different reasons. He's a spawn of that Namikaze, said Oniki, as the man spoke with venom. Samui is a jonin of Kumo. Samui, I demand that you come over here right now, before I have you killed on the spot, said Raikage. Sorry, Raikage, but Samui is an official, Jonin of Konoha. When she moved to Kumo, her father never took her name off the official roster, due to the fact that the civilian council run the academy after the third Hokage's reign. They boost the grades of all the civilian students, and they end up passing her even though she was not there. She graduated from the Leaf Ninja Academy with Naruto's group. Law said that you cannot be enrolled in two different schools since the Leaf Academy was her first school. She has always been a Leaf Shinobi, so that make all mission and anything else she did in Kumo null and void. C. Kill Samui, she's a traitor, said the Raikage. C. Follow orders as he stepped forward, but the moment he moved towards Samui, he was smashed into the wall with a blade pressed up against his throat. Do you wish to die? If not, I suggest you don't make any aggression towards us, or you and your Kage will die. Mei, can you please tell Ayo to deactivate the stolen Byakugan and hand it over before I rip it out myself, said Naruto. As Mei looked at Ayo. Deactivate the eye and remove it. Hokage-dano, would you mind please healing my bodyguard eye, she said. As Tsunade walked up as she removed the eye and healed the eye socket. As Naruto sealed the eye away, Mifune didn't stand up. Stand down, this was supposed to be a peaceful meeting. Kages, order all of your shinobis back now. All the Kages nodded, and the shinobis went back to their respective areas. Mizukage-sama, since I returned the eye, he has to return the sword, Ayo said as he was pissed that he had to give up that eye. After all, Naruto had Zabuza's blade. I'm sorry, but he doesn't. That sword only lets a select few hold it. And Naruto is one of those few. By the way, it's nice to see you again, Naruto. You've grown into such a lovely young man. I wouldn't mind another game of me chasing you, she said. I'm doing fine, said Naruto. I see you still look as lovely as last time. As for the game, I have to decline. But thanks to the offer, said Naruto. Enough, said A. We came here to discuss the Akatsuki. They are made up of shinobi from all of your villages. You've all have something to do with them. Karin was run by the Akatsuki. The stone has used the Akatsuki in previous missions, and the Leaf and Sand has had members join in their ranks. The Sand even work with the Akatsuki, said A. It's true, Kira was being led by the Akatsuki. The fourth Mizukage Yager was being controlled by a man in a mask with a sharingan. I found the journal that he wrote before he was being controlled. But me personally, I have not used the Akatsuki at all, and I'm rebuilding my village since I took over, trying to fix the mistakes of my predecessor, Mei said. The Hidden Stone only hired them for basic mercenary jobs that our shinobi did not want to do. Back then, they were just a normal group looking to make money. I see no problem in hiring them, said Oniki. The Sand has never worked with the Akatsuki, so I have no idea what you're talking about, said Gaara. Orochimaru is known to be a member of the Akatsuki, said A. Your father was working with him for the Konoha invasion. Well, it seems like your sources aren't very good at their job. It is well known that the Sand aided Konoha in the invasion, and my father was killed by Orochimaru because he refused to invade Konoha, said Gaara. Konoha had 3 members in the Akatsuki and 2 are dead. At least, we have been fighting the Akatsuki. I've reached out to every village to help me take them down. I only hear from the Sand, who helped, and Kira could not because they were just rebuilding. The stone refused because they just basically gave away their Jinchuriki. Kumo, you only called this meeting because your brother was captured. You didn't even lift a finger when your female Kunoichi was captured, so don't act like you truly care. Naruto is responsible for the death of every basic Akatsuki member, except for Itachi who died fighting his brother, and Kisame who nobody has seen yet. Only 3 members remain alive, the man in the mask, Kisame, and the plant thing, Zetsu, said Tsunade. Suddenly, in a blur, Naruto jumped in the center and smashed his fist into the ground, ripping Zetsu out of it. The members were shocked at how fast he was, as Naruto held Zetsu by his throat. Why are you here, Naruto asked. He already knew, but he wanted Zetsu to say it. Sasuke Uchiha is here in the building, Zetsu said. As Naruto already knew that, but he just wanted time for Karin to hide. Where is he? A yelled, as he wanted information. You're no longer needed now, said Naruto. Wait, said Zetsu. But Naruto sliced his head off with a blade. Unknown to him are the others, millions of Zetsu clones around the elemental nations collapse. He's so ruthless, thought Temari. I want to be as strong as him, thought Kojiro. Typical Leaf scum, flashing their strength, said Kurasuke. I must have him, said Mei as she licked her lips. What the hell is your problem, boy? He was going to tell you where Sasuke is. Or is this some plot? Are you working for them, Ace, as he dashed forward, his lightning armor activated. But Naruto moved and reappeared behind him. Everyone was surprised. They thought A was the fastest shinobi alive. He's already here, said Naruto as he looked up. As Navi met Sasuke's eyes as he was in the ceiling. Where's Danzo? He said, looking at Snatty. He's dead, Snatty said. Fine. Then I guess I'll have to kill you instead of him. A jumped up as he smashed his fist forward. Sasuke blocked it with the force, sent him sailing through a wall. A, let me handle it, said Naruto. This is Leaf business. And besides, if you want your brother, he's still alive. The Akatsuki cannot seal. The Jinchurikis, they don't have enough members. 3 people, it will take too long. Instead of 9 or 10. So you should go and find him, said Naruto. Very well, said A. You can take him. As he glanced at Samui, who got there tense, but Naruto did not see it. So you finally unlocked those eyes, did you, said Naruto. I wonder though, when did you unlock it, Naruto asked. When I found out the truth about Itachi, Sasuke said. Well, you shouldn't have just run here so quickly. I can tell. You haven't perfected those eyes. I have more than enough power now. Since I killed Itachi, I'm stronger than Akagi. I'll kill you first and I'll kill that bitch of a Hokage, Sasuke said. You know, you didn't kill Itachi, right? He basically committed suicide by fighting you. He was already dying when you fought him. He had an incurable disease that was already killing him slowly. He was performing at possibly half of his full strength, and yet you still struggle. And then you raise this ridiculous argument that you're stronger than Akagi. You may have the Mangita Sharingan, but I have the complete version. As Naruto activates his eternal Mangita Sharingan, I'll still kill you, Sasuke said. Amaterasu. But guys, if you end subscribe right here, if you want the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And stay in tune for What If Naruto's a Godly Mage. And also guys, what if Naruto was trained by the greats at a young age? Stay tuned for that as well. And thank you all again for all of your help and your support, guys. Just thank you all. I really appreciate it. But for now, I'm Motivator. See you guys soon. Peace.